Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Jess. How y'all doing today? Today we are playing Autopsy Simulator. It looks intriguing. Apparently you do autopsies of the bodies and figure out what the cause of death is. So I'm guessing it's more of like the forensic autopsy side, which is kind of cool because I'm a big true crime fan. I shouldn't say it like that. It intrigues me, the psychological part of it. So anyways, let's get started. Let's see what kind of crimes we can solve, okay? Let's get to it. It's called Autopsy Simulator. Prologue.
Office of the Medical Examiner, Beatsville. Dr. Jack Hammond is speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening, this is Kate Brooks. I'm not sure if you remember me. A few weeks ago, we talked about an article I'm working on. It's about your wife. I dropped by last Friday to speak to you, but you weren't working at the time. I asked the security guard to pass on a note for me. I would like us to discuss the topic of...
I thought I had made it painfully obvious for the last time. No, please don't call me again and stop inquiring about my wife. Damn journalists. They don't let me work. God damn it.
Okay.
I'm not in the best frame of mind to record a lecture for my students now. I'm feeling completely broken. Where did I leave my meds this time?
Okay, so he's not having a very good day. Where's the bathroom? Oh, here's the bathroom. Check the bathroom for pills. Ugh. This is a crusty bathroom. Oh, here we go.
Okay, time to pull myself together. And get back to work.
Sir, that's not good. That's okay. Anyways,
I need to set the camera first.
take the camera from the storage room. It's the laboratory. Not storage room. Can I run? No, I can't run. I like when I can run. That way, if something's chasing me, I can get out faster. This autopsy place is looking rough. I know the camera was over there, but I just want to check things out. Paint.
Now remember, Jack, don't forget, hit the record button this time.
Place it on the tripod in the dissection room. The social room is out of order. Amen. I'm sorry. I'm not a very social person myself. Very introverted.
Hopefully the new tripod is going to hold up.
Oh, there's the tripod. Oh, buddy. Hey. Hey, sir. Okay.
Now, I just have to get everything in frame.
Okay. At least it's at least he's blurred.
This should be fine. November 20th, 1991. Time, 8:43 p.m. Recording for medical students from the University of Missouri. This autopsy is conducted by Jack Hammond. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the autopsy room. Today, let's start.
Oops. Sorry, I didn't mean to fast forward that. That was my fault. Tell students what is important in this profession.
Always wear an apron, mask, and gloves. Goggles are a must when the job is splashy. And in case of sharp accidents, it's worth having disinfectants at hand. It's true that you won't get ptomaine poisoning straight away, but if your liver or kidney aren't doing well, you may end up with diarrhea.
Ooh.
The cadaver is placed on its back on the autopsy table. The pathologist stands on the right of the deceased. Make sure that all the necessary tools are always at hand so that you don't have to run around looking for something, like I do all the time. In the process of revealing and securing forensic evidence, it is difficult not to interfere with the original condition of the deceased. Written and photographic documentation plays a vital role throughout the entire examination process.
What he said over here, it's called organized chaos, okay?
During your research, be patient,
Big person.
inquisitive,
Organized
but above all,
chaos.
attentive to detail. Many entries are visible at first glance, but sometimes they can be cover for more interesting stories. And lastly, remember that nothing teaches you self-narration like working with the dead. So get used to that fact soon. Everyone will think you're talking to yourself.
Okay.
Now, on to the police folder. That will contain all sorts of pertinent information as to who the deceased might be and what potentially happened to them. So, let's take a closer look, shall we?
Look through the information provided in the police folder. Where is my police folder? On the computer? If I was a police folder, I would be right there in front of me. Okay, police file.
The deceased's name is Tobias Chambers, locally known as Old Toby. Homeless and unemployed for at least a couple of years.
Aw. We got a coupon. A coupon. Can I...
The deceased was found on the outskirts of a parking lot at a gas station, where he often begged and persistently offered drivers to wash their car windows. Signs of libation were found around the body. Empty bottles, traces of an inept attempt to start a fire, and a scattered makeshift blanket.
Okay. I can't click any more of this.
The body was noticed by a station employee during the morning shift. Initially, he thought that someone had thrown some boots and a coat in a nearby ditch. It took him a moment to recognize the pile of clothes as the body of a man. He worked most of his life at the local port dealing with unloaded cargo. He was fired for being drunk and starting fights. His son runs a hardware store on his own. His wife left him years ago. They both had no contact with the deceased. That's it.
Okay.
It's worth remembering the context around the scene of a death. This allows you to better interpret any traces found on the body. I shouldn't start the procedure without gloves.
This poor dude, that's kind of the sad thing about, like, homeless people and, high-risk people. Find some protective gloves. If I were gloves, where would I be? No. The donuts. Hey. Oh, there's some.
Now it's our turn to take some pictures for our files. If I can just remember where I left the camera. It's in here somewhere.
From the desk drawer. I'm assuming this...
There you are. I knew it was here somewhere.
Okay.
As I mentioned at the beginning, before we begin the internal examination, we need to document the cadaver and the condition it arrived in. We begin with a full body photo. Try and stick to the top-down rule, but this is not always possible. Let's keep in mind it's all about the legibility, not the perfect frame.
Left, so... This is the right of the... Okay. Press F to quit the camera. Oh, hey, sorry. I didn't mean to... we need his feetsies. Okay. I don't think that counts. Hold on. Okay. Oops, cutting his foot out. Take a general photo of the deceased. I'm trying to, but it's not letting me.
Voila. Now we move on to the next step.
But it didn't get his feet. That's
Take your
stupid.
time. Look at the corpse from different sides, from different angles, up close, and from a distance. You're looking for anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. So. He's got some kind of...
That's something interesting. It will
Got
be
it.
necessary to check whether this injury was severe enough to cause damage to the brain.
1 of 4. Okay.
Hardened hands, worn out by physical work, and frostbite.
Oh, his feetsies.
Some wounds in the feet and signs of frostbite, probably because the subject's shoes were too small.
Let me see. Oh, he's got something on his knee. I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, something lit up.
The boiler yield wound looks old. I'll take a closer look later.
Okay. I can rotate it. Whee! Sorry. I'm sorry. That's
In a
disrespectful.
moment,
Excuse
we
me.
will check which of our initial observations will be worthy of further consideration. But before we get to that, I need to write down some basic data.
Photo board. Oh, here's the photo board. Okay. Head, feet, stomach, old wound, general, and hand. Perform the autopsy. Excuse me. Okay. So, how do we perform an autopsy?
Personal information. The deceased was unclothed. Date. Okay. As you can see, I note everything down on previously prepared forms. Every pathologist must keep a detailed record of every step of the autopsy. This not
Okay.
only allows you to track the procedure, but also collates the results together, upon which you may back up your conclusions. So, enough of the boring prep. Let's begin by taking a closer look at the spots I photographed earlier. For this, you're going to need a magnifying glass.
Okay. So tab, tools, my magnifying
Which
glass.
spot first?
The
I
head.
confirmed the presence of ecchymosis on the deceased man's head. The appearance indicates the intravital nature of the wound. Add alcohol, which I can clearly smell. And this was an accident just waiting to happen.
I wouldn't be able to be a mortician or do this kind of forensic stuff. I don't have a sense of smell, so I would never be able to sadly do something like this.
It looks like a burn mark, no doubt painful, but it's not pertinent for this case.
Okay. His hands.
Here we can see frostbite on the fingertips. We can tell by the characteristic skin color.
Okay. And then his foot. Right here.
Definitely a painful mix of frostbite, abrasions, and blisters. Old
Ooh.
Toby had been wearing shoes too small for him for a very long time. That's if he wore any at all.
Bless his heart.
So far,
That's
there
horrible.
are a lot of superficial wounds, but only one serious injury to the head. Let's go back to our notes.
Okay. So our notes is shift.
First, I mark the location of the injuries and make notes for each one. So, the head wound. Definitely an important clue. This is something we'll investigate first. Even though this type of wound didn't contribute to the deceased's death, we're still required to record it.
Okay.
We're
His
not in
hand.
frost season yet, but high humidity, wind, and the inability to warm up can also be causes of frostbite.
Okay.
If Toby's body was cold for a prolonged period, the frostbite could have resulted from the body's defense reaction. The safety of the internal organs is more important than fingers, nose, or ears. As you can see, we don't have much to go on. Let's write down what preliminary causes of death we can think of. Various types of accidents are a common cause of death among the homeless and the elderly. Perhaps old Toby slipped and accidentally hit his head.
Maybe.
This is of no interest to us. Considering the conditions in which he slept, his body may have become hypothermic. The nights have been particularly nasty lately. We will check if there are any signs of freezing internally. Since the deceased clearly smelled of alcohol, I'll add alcohol poisoning to our list.
Put down the clipboard and continue the autopsy.
We still have one thing left from the basics. Rigor mortis. Well, we take our deceased by the hand, gradually re-raise it,
Oops, too far.
Now let it go. As you can see, the hand
Why did I have to go up
What's
and
the
down?
conclusion? Death must have occurred more than 72 hours ago. The police information appears correct.
Okay.
Head trauma seems the most promising, so we'll start there. For this, I need an oscillating saw. The cut is made from ear to ear.
Hold on, hold on.
After which, we will
He done
on
took
the top of the
he
skull.
done took this whole man's head off. Well, the top of his head. We done scalped him. Bless his heart. Begin a thorough brain analysis by examining the organ. What I just
After
okay.
basic examination,
You just
we
pull it
can
out.
See that the brain's cerebral gyri in both hemispheres are symmetric. The brain looks good. Let's take a cross section.
Okay.
Some pathologists prefer to examine organs without removing them. However, for me, it's much more convenient to examine them on a board, which we'll do now.
Let's see. Here's the brain.
I can't do it without the pills.
Do I go take his medicine again?
I can't do it without the pills. No. No. Everything is spinning. Pills. I have to take pills.
Is this dude okay? Is he like not Oh, and he used it on the dirty gloves. That's nasty. That's nasty. I'm sorry. Hey, what's that? Oh, there's blood on that. That's nice. We've probably murdered somebody. That's okay. Everything's fine. Okay, let's go back. Dissect the brain at the cutting board. Can I go back in? Let me go back in my lab. Oh, I went the wrong way. I'm sorry. So I think our character is going crazy. Like batshit crazy, but that's okay.
Holding a long, narrow blade knife in the dominant hand, we slowly cut the cranial nerves on both sides, all the time pulling the brain towards us.
Okay, and done. On the side, and then we gotta stay. Hold on. That's gross. It's jiggling. It's jiggling. This is disgusting. I'm sorry. That's rude. I shouldn't say that about a deceased person.
So far, so good.
There we go.
Hematoma seems to have had no effect on the brain.
So, what does that mean? Return to the autopsy. So, I guess his brain is okay?
We can rule the fatal accident out as well.
So,
Brain is in good condition, so we have no choice but to proceed to the internal examination of the other organs.
okay. So
I grab a scalpel from my kit. The incision should be in the shape of a letter Y. We use a deep cut to reach all the way to the ribs and to penetrate the abdominal wall.
okay, go around his belly button.
Alright, now we peel back and separate the skin.
So I take my tool away and I use my hand. Um.
Now, we need to remove the ribs.
Peeled him like a banana. And Jack the Ripper cut open the first body. Select the lopers and remove the ribs. Lopers. Oh, is this where you have to cut the,
Quite a satisfying crunch, for some anyway. After removing the cartilage tissue, we instantly notice two things. Firstly, there is no congestion of the internal organs. This means that although the deceased was hypothermic, it didn't kill him. Secondly, the deceased smoked like a chimney. So, we should take a closer look at those lungs.
Okay. Begin a thorough lung analysis by examining the organ. Okay, so I need a magnifying glass, right? Scalpel?
You can see widespread black and tarry deposits caused by smoking cigarettes. Despite the tragic condition of the lungs, they are not the cause of death. Alice smoked too. It didn't kill her, but... what was I talking about? Lungs. Yes. Advanced inflammation. What now? The syringe. Now's a good time to collect some samples.
Okay, so select the syringe and obtain 3 samples from toxicology testing.
Specifically 3. From the eye, the heart, and the bladder. I'm interested to see the concentration of alcohol in the body. 5 milliliters from the left ventricle should do it.
I do not like anything to do with the eye.
Drawn about 10 milliliters of fluid.
Okay. I hate messing with the eye.
Vitreous humor analysis is very useful in indicating long-term alcohol abuse. Now
Okay.
we take our samples to the centrifuge. But before I do that, I need to find my notebook. My dyscalculia means that I always double-check the settings. Please excuse me while I run and fetch it.
Okay, back to his office. This dude is not very prepared, is he? Office. His notebook, which is right. What is this? Newshound. Read the journalist's notes. Hi, this is Kate Brooks, a reporter from the New Orleans Weekly. I couldn't find you at home. I'm starting to suspect you are avoiding me, Mr. Hammond. Anyway, as you know, we'd like to write an article commemorating your wife's achievements. We would be delighted to talk to you about it. Along with this note, I am also leaving my business card. Let me call you this evening. I hope to find you at home or at the office. Regards, K. Brooks. Okay,
They
and
definitely pay me too little for this. You won't be needed for the next few months. Wednesday. It's not my favorite day, although it's certainly better than Monday. Stephen didn't clean up after himself. Again. Awful. It would be good to finally repair the coffee machine. I guess it was in another life.
I guess she died, I'm assuming. Okay. Anyways.
The thing is covered in stains. I should check this out under the microscope sometime.
This way. Okay. Use the centrifuge. I've used a centrifuge
Let's go
before.
back to the
I used to
examination.
test soils and water and stuff.
Put all of the samples into the rotor.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Now we set the appropriate time and speed.
Values on both the dials. Presence of alcohol in the blood. Time 15 minutes. Speed 70%. Pipette 5 ml. Oh, sorry. No. I have to go back to work. Sorry. That was... So... Speed 70%. 15 minutes. 70.
Okay, let's roll.
15. And start centrifuge. Okay, cool.
Oh shit. The fuses again.
That was in the storage room, I remember.
Where were we? Oh yes. The
Oh,
blood alcohol
I don't have to fix it.
concentration.
Sorry, I had to go. I thought I had to go fix the fuses. Okay.
Let's see what we got here. Everything's separated as it should. Our lab is closed until tomorrow after the last, incident. However, considering that Toby's favorite eau de parfum appears to be ethanol, I'm guessing the results won't surprise me at all. Let's go further. We will now focus on the cardiovascular system, specifically the heart. We remove the organ, and we look for dark hypoxic areas, clots, or other elements that stand out as abnormal. At first glance, the heart looks fine. The pulmonary trunk and aorta seem to be in good condition. There are no pathological changes that would have contributed to Toby's death.
Okay.
Now let's take a closer look at the stomach.
Stomach.
Size is normal, healthy, and as expected, the stomach has no major external damage. We must now cut it open and inspect inside. We will do it carefully so that its contents do not spill out.
I can't wait.
We open the stomach along the greater curvature, from the heart to the pyloric end. Oh, I already feel like there's something left inside.
Okay, careful. Oh! Okay. No. Okay, we got this. Hold on. Careful. Okay, almost down, over, almost there. Okay.
Okay.
Done.
Large amount of gas. Small amounts of yellow, grayish food content, resembling some kind of meat. Either our deceased hadn't eaten in days, or the bulk of his stomach had already found a way out. Looks like I'll have to find the missing contents.
Return to the autopsy. Okay.
There are two ways here. One is obvious, and the other is... It couldn't have been suffocation, could it? I'll add this to the list and move on to the deceased's neck.
Okay. Begin a thorough tracheotomies.
At first glance, the trachea looks normal. Same result as with the stomach. The external inspection doesn't tell us anything. This time we'll cut on a tray.
There's something right there.
While cutting such a small organ as the trachea, we must make a precise incision. To be able to cut with the very tip of the blade, we must hold the scalpel as we would a pen.
Okay.
And after careful examination and deduction, we've got it. A clogged trachea. It's time to summarize the whole thing.
Return to the autopsy. Okay.
Based on the report and preliminary documentation, it's safe to assume that the deceased passed out after consumption of alcohol and then fell asleep on his back. Then, the gastric contents refluxed and flooded the airways, causing death.
Note the main cause of death.
That's why we don't forget about the recovery position at dorm parties.
So that would be accident.
It's all clear. The death was suffocation. Now, signature. The mystery is solved. But for us, this is not the end. First, the dead body needs to be cleaned up.
It's a beautiful signature.
For this, we will need to close the body and grab the needle. First, we unroll the skin flaps, and then we sew the deceased back up. I'm using the baseball stitch technique. This stitching method is very strong and quick to do. Beautiful.
Leave the body.
Now we say goodbye to the deceased and put them safely in the fridge, ready for the next stage of their journey.
Okay. So how do I do that? I just grab him and just... Okay, and bye.
God, I'm tired. I'll drop these samples off at the lab on the way to the bar.
Okay. Head to the car in the parking lot, which is this way.
I'll call Steven. I don't feel like drinking alone today.
Tobias Chamber. Complete the prologue. What is this? Okay. I'm drowning in a sea of skulls. I think he needs to take another pill. Okay. Chapter 1.
Forgive me. What?
Take your pills in the bathroom. Damn, sir. You need to clean up your house. Ugh. Nasty spaghetti meatballs.
Time
Is that?
flies, and probably doesn't have to get up to work. So much light everywhere.
Bathroom. Is that the bathroom? Yep.
It's a shame this won't help with my hangover. The fucking phone.
Answer the phone. There it is.
Okay. I know I'm late. I'll be there soon. It's not like the dead are impatient.
Jack, no.
Alice? Who is this?
It's Charlotte Graves.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. I thought it was work calling.
It's okay. I hate it when work calls me at home, too. How is everything? We haven't talked since... you know.
Well, there are good days, and there are bad days. What can I say? At least I can hide away at work.
Well, you always were the most comfortable in the dissecting room. Listen, I have an unusual request.
Okay, how can I help?
It's nothing serious. I just wanted to ask. Do you have any pictures of Alice? Maybe one where the two of us are together? I'd love to have something to remind me of her.
I guess. I'm not sure. I'll look through her things.
Thank you. I'm sorry to trouble you with this. All this can't be easy for you.
I'll get through it somehow. I've been meaning to sort through her stuff for a while. Have you asked Stephen if he has anything?
Yes, I spoke with him this morning. He said he gave everything to their mother and that I should ask you.
I see.
Jack, I know you're trying. That you cope somehow. Stephen's there for you. Although, well, we all know how he can be. But, I mean, if you wanted to reminisce about Alice, talk.
I really should go now. I overslept, I'm late for work, and I still have some errands to run on the way.
Oh, okay, sure. Sorry to keep you.
I'll look for something and send it over. Thanks for the call, and bye.
Oh, do you have my address?
Not on hand. You'd best remind me again.
292 Browning Lane, apartment 432, Johnson City, New York, 13790.
Got it. Thanks.
Thank you. It would mean a lot to me. Just miss her so much.
Yeah, me too. And that's okay. Really, no problem.
Thank you. Take care, Jack.
You too, Charlotte. It was nice to hear you. Well, that was a bit unexpected. I should probably find something to send.
Find a photograph of Alice in an envelope to send.
It's just too dirty to use. What have I done to you, Alice? Some days, I just feel like setting fire to all this paperwork. I'm fed up with it.
I found the envelope. There we go. How about this one? Is this obsession? What is this?
It's been almost a year. I wasn't able to support her through this. It was a miracle that the coffee didn't wash off the writing. And that she said yes. She got it for her first day of work, and she broke it the same day. She said it was for luck. It's always good to have something for a rainy day. She always believed she could change people for the better, even me.
Okay, so...
These were from Thanksgiving. Stephen invited me. I was going to give them to his mother, but then I met Alice. It was the first time Alice and Charlotte in Amsterdam. It would be better if Charlotte had this. It deserves to be on display and not hidden in a drawer.
There was an envelope over here.
Okay, time to go to work. I'm seriously late.
That's a shitty apartment.
I should grab some coffee and aspirin on the way.
Where's the mailboxes?
Standard correspondence consisting of bills, advertising leaflets, and pious reminders about the upcoming end of the world.
How do I leave? This way? I don't think that's the right way. Where's the mailbox? Okay, I knew I was going the wrong way.
I hope this helps, Charlotte. Okay, all done here. Time to go.
Get in your car and leave for work. Where's my car? Which car is my car? So obviously not any of these. Not that way. So I can't go that way. So where's my car? Oh, right here. You have to... Okay.
Damn, I forgot my jacket. Well, I'll brave it for tonight. Too bad. Nice and fresh. At least it's peaceful here. Good evening, Mr. Ridley.
Mr. Ridley? I was just seeing if anyone was here. Okay.
Has Stephen delivered the body? Did he leave it where he usually does? As always, it's a real pleasure talking to you.
If you say so.
Okay.
Some corpses have more personality than this guy. Christ. Who leaves the window open in the middle of November? So I'd better check the answering machine.
Hi, Jack. I dropped by a little early today. I left the body with Ridley in the corridor. He wasn't sitting in the locker then, so maybe he'll even throw him into the room. Well, how are you doing? Yeah, I mean, it's your first birthday without her, and... This, I still have a hangover, and you know me, I run to the John like the neighbor's fucking dog. You know, today I slipped on his shit again. That fucking furball. He always has to shit next to my car. Anyway, I can't come over in the evening, but we'll catch up on the weekend, okay? Bye. I almost forgot. Charlotte called me this morning. She asked about you, so answer your calls, Jack. This time it's not a reprimand for being late.
That's par for the course. I wonder when this clown will learn to look under his feet. Birthday. I actually forgot it was today. Alice make me muffins like these every birthday. Okay, joke's over. Apron, gloves, and get to work.
And dissection room. Nope, that's the exit, I'm sorry. Okay. And gloves.
Another batch of these. I've got to remember to do that later.
Set up the camcorder, the document.
Oh man, I remember you. You were on that talent show. What was your name again?
Poor person.
Steven laughs at me for recording everything. He says I have a bigger collection of stuff like this than most of the creeps he's caught. November 21st, 1991. Time, 9:13 p.m. The autopsy is conducted by Jack Hanman. Lecture for the Medical University of Missouri. After yesterday's lecture, you should already know the ins and outs, so today we'll be consolidating our knowledge. So, where do I start? That's right, release folder.
Okay.
Ah, yes. Samantha Barker. Now remember, there's probably going to be a lot of chatter about this. When questioned, friends admitted that Samantha's last days before losing contact seemed extremely happy and relaxed. She also quit drinking alcohol and mentioned something about rehab. The friend also admits that there was no indication of an impending tragedy. Found in her own apartment by police patrol. Officers were called by a concerned friend of the deceased, who had been unable to contact Barker for several days. During the interrogation, a friend of the deceased admitted that Samantha never got to grips with the sudden fame that came after winning such a high-profile talent show. After her first album became a commercial success, she was hit with a creative drought. She suffered panic attacks and severe sleep problems. Drugs and medication came into play. The deceased was found in her own apartment, in a semi-recumbent position on an armchair. Large quantities of alcohol and empty packets of sleeping pills were also found in the apartment. Well, let's see what settled this matter.
Okay.
As you can see, the body is fully clothed. Therefore, before we move on to photographic documentation, we must remove the clothes. This time, we don't have to focus on the clothes too much. However, there are cases where a clothing analysis can lead to the cause of death.
Okay. Pick up the camera from the desk drawer. Wouldn't he keep the camera in the, the autopsy room, I'm assuming? Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Wrong desk drawer. He does keep it in here. I was thinking of something else. The notebook. That's
now
right.
We can continue with the examination. Again, Begin by taking photographs of the cadaver. I guarantee that over time it will cease being embarrassing for you. First, we photograph the whole body. And now, any suspicious-looking marks or wounds.
Okay. Oh, she had something on her belly.
You don't get such bruises from a normal contusion.
Her hands are pretty beat up.
Yes, I've seen this many times.
She had something on her elbow. Oh, you can't take a picture of her elbow.
Well, there's even more here.
Okay. I'm glad he knows what he's looking at. Looks like she got beat.
Interesting. Very uneven. We need to investigate this.
Okay.
A few we need to look into here.
Perform the autopsy. Okay.
Notes prepared. Time to take a closer look.
Magnifying glass. So
The
let's
number
look at
of
the shoulder.
bruises suggests that there may have been some kind of tussle.
Like she was hit.
Some furrows have imprinted more strongly, others less, as if someone was undecided. Such bruises are caused by either a very heavy blow or by some internal issues.
Okay. Let's see. She had something on her feet.
Numerous blisters.
And then her hand. Oh, let's go around. Sorry.
And here's something interesting. The skin of the deceased is covered with numerous blisters. Some of them are ruptured. Others still contain fluid residue. We have some leads to investigate here. Let's write this down.
Okay. Clipboard. 5 spots. What's
On
the
of
neck?
the deceased, we can see clear furrows, indicating that strangulation may be the probable cause of death. Currently, it's difficult to say whether the bruises were the result of a beating or whether it could be some kind of internal bleeding. Given the condition of the deceased, it's difficult to tell immediately whether the bruises were the result of a struggle or perhaps the result of iron deficiency. In general, such blisters usually appear in the case of mechanical abrasions, but due to the place of occurrence, this should be excluded. The most likely cause of such skin changes is the high concentration of barbiturates in the body. Although it's easier to have abrasions on your feet, but the number and size of the blisters suggests that it's probably a matter of barbiturate poisoning. A severed spinal cord, trauma to the larynx, or trachea will verify whether the hanging was the final nail in Miss Barker's coffin. After examining the
But she was
organs,
found in her
we can
armchair.
easily verify whether there was internal bleeding or whether the deceased was suffering from something. The examination with a UV lamp will dispel some doubts. Potential attackers could have left traces. I'll add barbiturates to the list of necessary tests, to be checked in the lab later. Given the testimony of the victim's friend, I add alcohol poisoning to the list of potential causes of Miss Barker's death. A blood test will no doubt quickly verify that hypothesis.
Okay.
But first I'll check for external traces. For this we use the good old UV lamp.
Right here.
Look carefully at the whole body. UV rays will reveal any traces. The area around the head is empty. Torso, empty, without marks. Legs, there's nothing here. Right hand clean. The left left hand seems to be fine. No marks. Ah, well, nothing to surprise us here. Now gently, we take the deceased by the hand. And we check for rigor mortis. Again, the hand falls freely. Since we don't have a definitive lead, we will examine all the key organs one by one.
Okay.
So, I'm starting the internal inspection. I dissect the skin of the deceased. And I proceed to deflect the skin flaps. Compared with yesterday's body, the deceased has only trace amounts of adipose tissue. Now for the ribs.
This one.
What do we have here? Or rather, what don't we have? There is certainly no sign of internal bleeding. Before I disembowel the deceased, I will take samples for toxicological tests to determine the alcohol content in the body. I just need my syringe. Just to be sure, I'm taking samples of 3 organs: the eyeball, the heart, and the bladder. Analysis will rule out, or confirm, alcohol poisoning as the cause of death.
Okay.
I'll transfer these to the centrifuge.
Retrieve our book.
What was it? 1570? 1075?
I think it's...
Numbers have never been my strong point. It's probably why I regularly forgot birthdays and anniversaries. I'm lucky Alice always forgave me.
I think it was 1570. Yeah, 70 and 15. Oh, sorry.
Gently does it with this old thing. Handle with kid gloves.
It's 15, right?
I'm starting the centrifuge. Let's see.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Laboratory is already open, so... Fucking hell! Ridley! Mr. Ridley! The fuses need resetting. Where is he? Fuck it. I'll do it myself.
Let's see. It was in the storage room. That's laboratory. Bathroom. Office. It doesn't say anything. Here we go. Okay.
First the right, and then the left. And voila.
Right one first. Restore electricity.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Can't I...
Where's the office?
Jack Hanman speaking.
Easy, why so rude?
Steve? Sorry, man. This place is falling apart, and Ridley won't even lift a finger to help. You just can't work here.
Did the centrifuge strip the fuses again?
Yeah, eventually everything's gonna go up in smoke.
Look on the bright side. It's a free cremation with your autopsy.
Jesus, stop it. That shit pisses me off.
Okay, sorry, Jack. Anyway, I'm calling to ask how the autopsy's going. Soon there'll be journalists sniffing around for info, so best be ready.
I'll whiz through this in a couple of hours. It doesn't look like a complicated case to me. More of a formality. The report will be available in the morning.
Sounds great. Thanks. Phew. How's your head?
Well, my head seems better than yours. Not the way to work.
Holy fuck.
What? What's happening?
Quiet.
A 3-car police convoy was involved in an accident near Pete's Bay Bridge while transporting prisoners to Orleans Parish Prison. At the moment, we do not know the exact number of victims or whether any of the convicts escaped. However, the scale of the accident indicates a large number of victims, possibly even fatal ones. Police are on their way to investigate the incident and secure the area. We know that the injured prisoners are on death row. The police were to transport them to their execution, which was to take place tomorrow morning. Many of them are very dangerous criminals. We will report on the matter on an ongoing basis, so stay tuned with us.
What? What? Stephen, was Red Pete one of the passengers? He was, wasn't he? What if he survived?
Jack, I have to go. You want me on site?
What if he survived?
I gotta go. Talk to you later, okay?
Fuck. Calm down, Jack. Pills. I need my pills. You heard him, Jack. Yes. Nothing's going to happen. Christ. I've got to get back to work.
So did I close that door? How to break out of this vicious cycle. Didn't mean to open it. Okay. Anyways. I guess I accidentally closed the door. So
Technical break. At least I know I can pursue a career as a janitor if I need to.
what is that noise?
Alright, let's see if we were able to get anything out of this piece of crap. And miraculously, yes, the samples did spin. I'll transfer them to the chromograph in the lab.
What was that? Onto the rack. What rack?
Poor
This rack?
soul. I get cases like this more than any other.
Rack. I'm assuming it is probably in the laboratory. Yeah, process the samples in the lab. I'm not the smartest person sometimes, y'all.
Alright,
Sorry.
Let's load this up.
The rack. Over here. Okay. Here we go.
I placed the test tubes in the rack.
Which is that? 1, 2, and 3. Take the pipette and set it to draw 5 ml of fluids. pipettes.
Now, just take 5 milliliters from each.
Set pipette.
Precisely.
5. Okay. And
And the next.
how do I set the pipette draw to 10? Okay. Okay, and then 15. Yes. 5.
We put the prepared sample into the machine.
Okay. Hit F.
Let's see what we have here. The results indicate that the deceased did consume alcohol shortly before her death. However, this is not an amount that could cause poisoning leading to death. Just slight inebriation. I can return to the body and continue the rest of the examination.
What's that? Pain away. Are we doing drugs here? Don't do drugs. Wrong way, sorry.
The chromatograph results show that we can eliminate alcohol poisoning from our list of potential causes of death. However, remember that alcohol can affect the functioning of the entire body. It disturbs the heart rhythm, accelerating its rate, and dilutes the blood, which may result in more severe bleeding in the event of an accident. Also remember that alcohol affects the metabolism of drugs in the liver, which I'll now look at in more detail. First, I'll pick up the syringe again.
The syringe right here.
Take samples from the liver and the heart to test the concentration of barbiturates in the body.
Gotcha.
That's enough. I'll do the test later. I'd best not try my luck with the centrifuge right now. Now I remove the liver.
It looks okay to me.
No lesions. However, it is slightly enlarged. Perhaps it's a slight inflammation or drug-induced damage. It may also be the result of the deposition of substances from drugs. Let's check the weight of the organ.
Weigh the liver, then transfer the scale to the. Okay. And it jiggles. It's not funny. I'm sorry.
100 grams. The liver is enlarged. I'll move on to a cross-sectional study. Perhaps the enlargement is the result of early cancerous changes.
Okay,
The
very.
brain glides through smoothly. I don't feel like I'm encountering any changes with an unusual structure.
Okay, back down.
No steatosis or cirrhosis. The liver is actually quite clean inside.
Okay. Return to the autopsy.
The liver is basically healthy. We already know that the deceased didn't abuse alcohol. The question is, what about drugs or other substances? I move on to the heart. Oh, at a glance, we can see signs of a heart attack. The deceased is definitely too young to have a heart attack due to natural causes. The liver is enlarged, not from alcohol poisoning, and the heart looks like it has collapsed. So, I guess we need to go to the centrifuge and check for these barbiturates.
Mark the damage on the heart.
I wonder how she was able to get hold of these drugs. The last time I saw this kind of poisoning was a few years ago. He was a middle-aged guy. He took the medication and forgot about it. So he took another pill. He forgot again and took another one. And another one. Until he took the last one. That's why it's better to have amnesic drugs in boxes labeled with the days of the week. This sort of thing rarely happens anymore. Doctors tend to prescribe benzodiazepines. They are safer, but still shouldn't be combined with alcohol.
Set the correct values of both dials. Let me see. So I can't change the page. Carbohydrate. Sorry. Squeezing out. Here we go. Barbiturates. Time is 10 and speed is 75. And 10. Let me double check. Barbiturates. 75. Okay. And then start.
Close the centrifuge and pray that it doesn't trip anything again. A considerable collection. It looks like our luck is in. We can take the samples to the lab now.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, 2 samples this time. 6 milliliters each.
Double check. 6 millimeters, yeah.
Well, let's see how much of it we find.
Okay.
Nothing surprising. Significant amounts of phenobarbital metabolites of hepatic origin. Looks like I'll have to check the contents of the deceased's stomach. The tests showed that the collected blood contained enough barbiturates to cause cardiopulmonary collapse. The question now is whether it was an accident or a deliberate act. I'm proceeding to examine the stomach. Before extraction, I ligate the entire organ to prevent its contents from spilling out. Okay, I'm now cutting out the organ, which will move to the board for dissection. Normally, the stomach and intestines are full of surprises.
Okay, let's see if I can not mess it up this time. Good, 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 good. Okay. Bloop. Okay. Almost done, almost done, almost done. We're gonna... Alright.
We see remnants of undigested food and a dense mass of pills. You don't take this many drugs by accident.
Alright, let's look.
Length and width normal. No obvious pathological changes. Undigested drugs found in the stomach of the deceased. The direct cause of death was probably an overdose. I'll check the rest of the organs, and then the nervous system. We'll see how significant the marks on the neck are for the whole case. Lungs are normal, no lesions. The deceased's intestine is normal, no clear pathological changes. The deceased's trachea is normal, complete patency. No food or fluid. Abdominal cavity checked off. We can check the brain.
I didn't mean to do that. Let me see. Tools.
I make a cut to open the lid of the victim's skull and remove the brain.
Very good. Okay.
Brain is normal. No obvious lesions. Alright. I need to dissect it on a board.
Here we go.
Using a knife, I carefully cut through the brain tissue. As expected, the deceased's brain is in excellent condition. No discoloration or changes due to hypoxia. There is still the matter of the marks on the neck. They look superficial, but who knows? Maybe the spinal cord has been severed. I
Locate.
need goggles and a saber saw. I think the goggles were in the desk drawer. Alice. Saw. I need saw. Oh. Some of my previous cases, a reminder of more prosperous times. I wasn't sure it would amount to anything, but the World Wide Web has been a blessing for speeding up my work.
Go ask Ridley where the basement key is. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Mr. Ridley, I need a key to the basement.
It's in the social room.
Why is the key like the... never mind. Thank you.
Hey, Hammond. Did you hear about the convoy? Maybe you'll get a chance to relive your glory days and catch Red Meat again, huh?
Let's hope there won't be a need for that.
Social room. This a social room? Doesn't look very social, so. Okay, that's not a social room.
If only he could put that much enthusiasm into his work. I get the feeling that searching through this rubbish is more pathogenic than working with corpses.
Let's see. If I were a key that's not supposed to be in here, where would I put it? There it is.
Please, may this be the last trip.
Okay. I hear a radio. Oh, I couldn't find out where the radio was to listen. Basement. Head to the basement. Basement is not here. Is the basement this way? I guess if I was a basement, where would I be?
Only useful when I need to clear leads from the gutters. But why in the bathroom?
See if I'm missing a door or something anywhere. No. I guess the basement's outside?
Fuck. Why did the prison convoy have to get into an accident? Jack, take a deep breath. Deep, pleasantly
Basement.
cool breath.
There it is. It's one of those kind of basements. Scary basements.
Nearly finished with the autopsy. Then you can go home and rest. I'll take the saw. I'll check. Fuck! It's jammed! Doesn't anyone do maintenance around here? Damn hatch. Damn red Pete.
He's not having a good day.
Light. If only. Forgot this thing was standing here.
Nice.
It would be easier if I put things away properly.
Yeah.
Damn student lectures and their fucking props.
Okay.
Sorry for the short interruption. I hope you all took the opportunity to grab some coffee. And now that I have everything I need, I'll move on to revealing the spinal cord.
Shit. We done ripped her whole spinal cord out of the...
If I don't take my pills, then I won't finish this work.
Okay, let's go take your pills. Hold on. Deep breaths, my friend. Bathroom. There we go. My boy's not having a good day. He didn't even wash his hands or anything before he took the pills. That's nasty. Sorry, I'm tired. Okay.
I can see that the spinal cord was not severed. This shows that apart from the marks around the neck, hanging didn't negatively affect the condition of the deceased. Ladies and gentlemen, almost over. Now, to sum up and tidy away the body. The direct cause of Samantha Barker's death was a heart attack resulting from an overdose of barbiturates. Traces found on the body suggested the overdose was a deliberate act, following a failed attempt to hang herself. The autopsy found no evidence or genetic materials indicating that death could have been the result of an attack. Third-party involvement must be excluded.
Suicide.
Autograph, and we can start sewing. In the 1950s and 1960s, the use of barbiturates for suicide was actually quite common. I think it was most talked about after the death of Marilyn Monroe. At home, it was a help and comfort. On death row, a farewell to the convicts. Well, that's the way it goes. It isn't the drug, but the dose that makes the poison. Well, we're done for today. Thank you for your attention. Tiring day. I can feel those hunger pains coming on. I guess I'll have to pick something up along the way.
Eat a donut.
A nightcap will do me good. Good night, Mr. Ridley. The police will pick up the... I guess there are actually two things in this world you can be certain of. Death and Ridley's reluctant attitude.
Alright guys, so I think we shall end it here. We've done 2 cases, and apparently the character we're playing, Jack, his wife's murderer, just escaped. So I have a feeling he's gonna pop up maybe a little later. Anyways, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you like my content, and I hope to see y'all next time, okay? And have a good rest of your day. Bye.